Yo, how's everybody doing? What's up, guys? Oh, I didn't do the whole timer thing. You gotta do that. Ayo, like the mayo. What's up, Kira? What's up, J Rock? What's up, Bearded? GT Jack, what's going on? Barb, what's up, man? What's up, Sniper? What's up, Viking Steve? What's up, Hot Tamale? Hondo Poncho? Kiara, what's up? Alright, how are we feeling today, guys? Price went to the right. Yep, price sure did go to the right. Let's see. So, Oh, man, I am tired. Yeah, we gotta figure out a different time to do these Tuesday and Thursday streams. Got my TP1 on Bitcoin going to the right. Nice. Nice. Yeah, we'll have to vote on a new time for Tuesdays and Wednesdays because everybody's watching Alex. But yeah, so this morning came to the charts. Let's get this timer out of the way here. Came to the charts this morning. We saw we got this change of character and this break of structure. Got long here, TP1 here, and then got stopped out on that one. We come down, we break structure bearishly here. We mitigate. We continue. But now the reason why this was so appealing is because this is external structure because of the break of the 15-minute low, right? So we had our 15-minute SFP here of the high. The target of that was for Bitcoin to pull the low. I was interested in this because if we look at our range, I was interested in this being a range deviation and a reclaim of the range to try to rotate the highs of the range. That was the original idea. However, we deviated the range and then we come down and we broke the range on the 15-minute. We could see continued rollover. We are still bearish on the 15 until we can break above 68,774. Because we got a bearish break. So the 15-minute, you break bullish on the 15-minute here, on this candle here. You push up, and then you immediately break back bearish with the break of these lows here. So you have your 15-minute that is bearish now. Now, if we're looking at the 1 hour, there's still something that we have to keep in mind, and that's that the 1 hour SFP'd here. And the target of that 1 hour SFP is actually going to be the low way down here. So you have to keep in mind that we have a weak low below us on the 1 hour. If Bitcoin can durably reclaim this range, I mean, we could try. We still could see the range rotation, reclaim the range, come back higher. We do have a nice spider line down here that we could look to retest. I haven't looked at these spider lines in a minute, but damn, are they spicy, right? Like this 15-minute rejection right off the spider line here, pretty nice. SFP, bearish. Right? What's the moral of the story? The moral of the story is who's still splashing around in the pond. Oh yeah, I forgot we did this yesterday. We still have Boo Boo beating the shit out of Beefy right now. Beefy's getting absolutely pummeled. And it has been that way since we broke structure right here back at 89,000. 89,000 feels like forever ago, but that was 2 weeks ago. Crazy. I guess a little bit more than 2 weeks ago. Almost 3 weeks ago. And we have just fallen off a cliff ever since then. This chart's kind of messy. Should we just redo our chart today? We're going to lose all of the juicy TA that we did up here, but that's okay. There's no real point in that. Oh, but we're gonna we need to lock this drawing. We're gonna lose our Beefy and Boo Boo. Okay. So now I should be able to remove everything. Okay. let's just make out our chart. So we have our, let's start on the 4-hour. So we know that our 4-hour strong high is here. So 4-hour strong high is here. You know that our 4-hour week low is here. Let's grab our golden pocket here. Grab our range. We know that our 4-hour golden pocket is what we have rejected off of right now. If we move in on the 1-hour, we know that our 1-hour high was here. 1-hour strong high was here. We SFP'd that, so this is our 1-hour SFP. We also know that our 15-minute was our active time frame as we came up from this pump. So we know that we broke our 15-minute bullish here, meaning our 15-minute structure was our active time frame. Now, where was the best risk to reward entry after this break? So this would be a massive ass stop loss, right? If you had gotten in after this break, stop loss underneath the low, that's a massive stop loss. So you get your change of character here, you get your break of structure here, and the best risk to reward entry on the way up would have been the golden pocket retrace of this. Stop loss underneath the strong low, riding up to the golden pocket, right? About a 5-to-1 trade. Pretty quickly too. These golden bull runs can be pretty quick and aggressive because it's just closing shorts, right? It's just people open longs down here and attack people closing their shorts. So that would have been the best trade there. So then we come up and we set some structure on the 15-minute. So we set a low, we sweep that high, and then we come and break that low. So this is when your 15-minute breaks bearish right here. 15-minute flips bearish here. Then you come back up and you SFP the high. Ooh, this being a distribution model starts to look a little bit better here. I will go over that in a minute. This kind of looks like the retest of the creek. But yeah, so let's continue making out our chart, right? So we have our 15-minute high here that we SFP here. And we start to come down. And now we do have some external structure here now, right? So this was the previous low. This is your continuation break of structure. And then you put in a JPOW here, you pump up to the 200 EMA, you reject off down, which means that right now, if you want to break bullish on the 15-minute, you need to see Bitcoin break above 68,762. Should be your bullish break of structure. If we flip this around here, we have our distribution model here. 1, 2, break of structure after the 2, 3, sweep, come down. I guess our creek retest really would have been here. This would be our SOS, then our mitigation. Yeah, we could see another dump. I'd say if we fail to reclaim 68,750-ish, then likely I think we're going to see a continuation dump, probably to the spider line here, around 65,200. We really need to reclaim 15-minute structure because right now the problem is that the 4-hour is bearish, the 1-hour is bearish, and the 15-minute is also bearish. Right, so if you're in a long, you should just be looking for the pullback. You shouldn't be looking for like a big trend move. Like if you're in a long from down here, say you caught the knife range deviation, reclaim, however you want to call it. It's a guy in a boat. My ADD kicking in a little bit. Yeah, you should be taking profit here. The 15-minute 200. All right, continues to reject us. How's the 20-minute strategy working out? Yeah, 50 crosses the 200, short above the 200, short above the 200. Didn't quite make it above the 200 there. Below us, what levels do we have? We had this little 1 hour order block that we swept. That's been mitigated. Let's see, 2 hour. Do we have any order blocks? So we have a little bit of support. So we have a little bit of an order block sitting in here. I kind of like that confluence with our spider line as well. If we're looking at just a golden pocket, oh yeah, nice. Yeah, I would say this is a pink box area here. So you got golden pocket, you got a spider line, you have an order block on your 2 hour. So you might find a little bit of support down here around like 64.7. It also takes out all the liquidity in these lows if we take a trend line. Yeah, if we hit this like later in the week, we could also have trend line support. That'd be like Friday. But yeah, guilty until proven innocent. Boo Boo is still out in his full potential. Guilty until proven innocent. Bears are getting, or bulls are getting smacked in the face with a hammer, just like this. So be very careful with longs. External, yeah, exactly. Barb. Sup, Viv Dancers. What's up, Mark Dudge? How you doing, brother? What's up, Kango? What's up, Overcome? What's up, Justin? What's up, random letter name? What's up, Moheen? What should happen when an SFP appears? Well, you generally look to rotate the range, but something like an SFP, you generally want to get it on the break of structure after an SFP. But like, you have your range, right? So say this was your high, this was your low. You sweep you SFP, you push past, you fail to close beyond. You generally would target the other side of the range, right? Which is here. So you've now hit the SF. Well, okay. But for the 15-minute SFP, that was our range, right? So for the 1 hour SFP, your range was from this high to this low. So similarly to how the 15-minute rotated the range down to here, you would expect the 1 hour to come attack this 1 hour week low. If that makes sense. AKA Sir Nap Time. What's up, Rich? What's up, Fenneman? How's it going, brother? But yeah, basically what I'm waiting for on Bitcoin is a dump lower because we are under bearish 15-minute structure. Otherwise, we break this golden pocket, get some sort of 5-minute structure at the golden pocket. You can look for rotation back to this high. But you gotta break 68.7. Otherwise, I'd be looking for. We do have external market structure on the 15-minute, which is why it was easier to take this trade this morning. A little pump up. It'll fake out sweep, but we did manage to make some money in here. And then if we can come down to like this spider line pink box area and get like a 15-minute market structure break, that would be great. On the short side, I like an SFP of this high with like 5-minute market structure break. The 5-minute would have to be internal at this point. But yeah, I like an SFP of this high on the short side, but I don't know if we're going to get that. This kind of looks like it wants to roll over. Those would kind of be the key areas that I'm looking at, though. The problem is this looks like a distribution model, which would lend itself to the idea that we're coming back for the 1 hour, for the 4-hour week low back at 59. As this looks like 1, 2, break a structure 3. Yeah. If you want to see a range rotation back up, you got to see Bitcoin hold here and start to rotate the range. Let's look at like just our basic trend line. Yeah, you got to see us break this downtrending resistance right now. We've kind of tapped it again twice here. Yeah, this is bullish scenario, break, retest, go. Bearish scenario is just fall and maybe get a bounce here. I don't really chart diamonds, bro. Can you look at Sui if you get a chance? Hey man, I need a nap, sir. Nap time. I get you, bro. Can you look at Sui if you have time today? Yeah. Well, it chose the second path, so yeah, it did this. So we were talking about, so he's going to do one of two things. It's either going to break structure here, go to the upside, or it's going to lose this trend line, back test, and go down. Well, that was what you're looking for, right? So you lose the trend line, you back test it as resistance, and you drop. Let's take a look at what it looks like now. Alright, so kind of looks a little bit like Bitcoin on the 15-minute. You get your bullish break. Your bullish break, your golden pocket retest, you go. What? Big percentage moves here. 4% move, that's nice. And then you sell off back down. Did Sui take the low? No, it didn't take the low. Still fighting this major trend line that we were talking about before. If we look at our 4-hour. Two-hour. Yeah, man, you gotta prove it to me, bro. So if you want Sui to go up, you gotta see a close above 93.14. That would be a break of this downtrending momentum, and then retest in, get some structure to work with, and go. Alternatively, yeah, this thing's just gonna roll back down to its week low. Man. This thing is aggressively selling off. $15-minute strategy on it there. In terms of levels below us, I mean, I still think we can eat this wick down to 56.10. Yeah, at the very least, you want to break this downtrending resistance line. Yeah, that's what I see, bro. You got to get above 93. Where are you at right now? Is this golden pocket? Yeah, you're rejecting golden pocket. We can zoom in a little bit, see if it gets any. Problem is, all you really have down here is like 1 minute structure. Yeah, so you break 1 minute, your SFP 1 minute structure, then you come up. You break 1 minute structure bullish. Then you break it bearish. Yeah, so 1 minute's active. And you've just had a 1 minute bearish break. Yeah, it's all wiki, dude. Yeah, I would just keep yourself big picture on SUI, especially if you're trying to find a reason to trade it against Bitcoin. If you're short from over here, I would hold on to your short, stop loss to entry. Nothing really to worry about there. If you're looking for a spot to go long, I would wait for 15-minute structure to break this downtrending momentum. So like this. That's what I would look for. Otherwise, we're just going to flag out sideways, run into this trend line, and reject back down to the lows. That's what I see, bro. Of course, man. Does a golden pocket get weaker the more times that you tap it? It depends on like what time frame you're looking at, right? Because you can tap something of like a bunch of time, like for example, like Bitcoin on the 15-minute looks like it's tapped this golden pocket a lot of times, right? Like it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? But if you're on your 4 hour, you've actually only tapped it like twice, right? So, and really what the golden pocket gives you is just the area where you'll have a 2 risk to reward to the 1618. So you have a 1.6 RR back to the lows, and then if you take the oh wait, shit, hold on. On log. What the heck? Yeah, it's just somewhere for risk to reward where you'll have a better risk to reward to your extension targets. But yeah, yes, like any level. Well, it depends, right? The more times any level you tap it, right, it gets weaker. If you're like consolidating under this and keep running into it but not getting a reaction, then yeah, it gets weaker. But I wouldn't consider this, like, if we came back up here and tapped it, yes, it would be a little bit weaker, but really you're just looking at a range, right? And you're still inside this range. That's how I would look at it for now. And the golden pocket's kind of at the highs of the range, so it's pretty good confluence for that. The reaction is the tell. Yeah, that's right, Fenneman. That's true. All right, cool guys. Well, we've built out our chart. That's kind of all that I have for Bitcoin. Is there any altcoins you guys want to look at? Let's take a look at ETH here. Man, that ETH short from the top. I can't believe I got wicked out. That's so lame. I need to start using range deviation stop losses. But yeah, we got the ETH short from the golden pocket. I think you're still in this, right? Did you close this out, Barb? Yeah. TP1 only. Yeah, I think similar to everything else, you just got to see 15-minute market structure break. You just got to see a bullish reclaim of 2000. Otherwise, you're coming for the 1 hour low target. Man, that would be a nice short. Dang, that would be a 16 to 1 RR, bro. That's crazy. That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, I think you're chilling, dude. Stop loss to entry or whatever. Or stop loss above. That wouldn't really make sense. You could do stop loss above the 15-minute. Like if you see us bullishly reclaim 2000 and Bitcoin's rotating the range, then yeah. But this just looks like another big rounded Bart Simpson top. That'd be so cool if you wrote it to here, bro. ETH is hitting the order block. Here, ETH is hitting a 1 hour order block. Yeah, I think you're chilling until you, did you get a 1 hour, or do we have 30-minute structure? Yeah. So 30-minute broke bullish. Broke bearish again. SFP'd. Man, that's a killer short. Yeah, bro, I would say if you durably get above 2015, I'd consider closing the short. Otherwise, I think you're chilling. I think these things can roll over. Degen AI coin, dude, that's funny. Damn, Uniswap. Got a big pump there. Talk about a short squeeze. It's a pretty good short squeeze. Probably coming for the death wick, like $2, 208. 4 hour. 4 hour SFP. These highs. Right to the 4 hour 200 EMA as well. Yeah. This is interesting. I'd love to see it come all the way back to the demand that led to the pump. See what reaction we get back down there. Like 3.274. You could argue that we already came back to that demand because, let's see, is it a 4 hour? Order block's still down here. Yeah, I kind of like this 2-hour order block. Yeah, I like it down here. I like it at like 3.27. This is such a squeeze, dude. This was 100% just a short squeeze. 30% short squeeze is crazy. Gotta love the bear market. Yeah, all we have to work with here is internal structure, but I like kind of the EMA posturing. I would prefer to long it from down here because the RR is incredible. But if you're in a long here, it's a good sign if you can break above 3.5. But yeah, I like 3.227. Aptos. Yeah, we can look at Aptos. Oh, this looks gross. Yeah, this looks terrible. This is price discovery to the downside. Don't touch this unless you're shorting it. Hyperliquid? Yeah, we can look at hype. Okay, so hype it looks better than some other coins. So you pull. Oh, that's nice. So you pull the low of the wick, you pump up, you break your. What structure do they give you down here? They give you 2-hour. Yeah, so you. Oh, this was a perfect setup on the 2-hour. So you pull the wick low, then you get a 2-hour bullish structure break. You come up, you set a high, you're in this range. Hold on, let me remove my drawings. I'd be careful with this 50 EMA. Let's just treat this like it's external here. So you put in a high, you put in a low. You retrace down. It's at the 886. Yeah, you retrace to your 886. You're getting some bullish breaks down there. You put in like a megaphone pattern here. You break bullishly out of that. Retest. Come down, you SFP your 15. And you break your 15. Yeah, you're about to get a golden cross on the oh, this looks really good on Market Cipher, and it looks really good with these EMA posturing. If we go to if Bitcoin's gonna push to the upside, I think Hyperliquid could do numbers here. Um, you're just looking to get in based on structure, so I'd be watching wherever this stops, and I'd pull my golden pocket from there and look to get an entry into the golden pocket for the next push up. But yeah, I think hype. I mean, comparatively, hype looks good. You're gonna run into some issues up here at your 50 EMA around 31. That's when you may get a pullback back down to like a golden pocket for an entry or into this order block. Um, but yeah, golden cross on the 4-hour, buy underneath the 200 EMA. This looks good, man. Especially if you can break this downtrending resistance. Yeah, which also lines up with the 50 EMA. So yeah, I'd be looking for heavy resistance here. If you're in a long, I would take some profits around 31. And then you can look to re-enter on the 15-minute golden pocket. But this thing's squeezing by the looks of Market Cipher. Like, pushing strong above the 80 line. As long as these RSIs stay above the 80 line, it should continue squeezing. Bitcoin sideways, always pump, yeah. Alright guys, well, on that note, I think I'm going to go ahead and call here. We've been live about 40 minutes. I appreciate you guys being here on the slow days when everyone's watching Alex, but I appreciate you guys being here. As always, my name's Wave Cipher. Much love. Trade safe. Wave Cipher out. I will see you guys tomorrow.